Hey, welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be installing the Kemimoto doors on my 2026 Honda Pioneer 700. This is a Forest Edition. Not like that matters, but that's what it is. So on Kemimoto's website, these don't go to the 2026 model technically, but there's really no changes, so everything should fit fine. So again, these I think they list them from like 2014 to 2025 as the fitment, but we're going to be putting these on today on the 2026. So here's the box that they come in. They are wrapped in plastic and tape. And then they appear to be wrapped in this felt material. And we have a silica packet for moisture, and then some instructions here. It's like you get two wet wipes or alcohol wipes to clean surfaces before you add your adhesives. And then you get individual papers for the installation instructions. Looks pretty basic, so we'll get right into it here. Alright everybody, so we apologize for the sweat. Fat and it's hot, so just got to deal with it. First door's on. I wanted to do the first one just so I could look at the instructions and make sure the instructions were easy enough to follow, which they actually are. These doors are pretty self-explanatory to put on here, so it's not real bad at all. We're going to go ahead and put the driver's door on. Now, before you put this door on, if you have the Pioneer and you have the mesh net covers that are on here, you need to take those off. There's a bracket up here that it hooks to, you need to take that off, and then there's a bracket here, you need to take that off as well. So, get those taken off, and then if you have rear view mirrors on here, I would recommend removing the rear view mirror. It just makes things a lot easier. Now, these doors, they fasten with just little Velcro straps, and then there is some Velcro that actually sticks to the unit itself. That's what the alcohol wipe is for the adhesive for the Velcro. So the Velcro mounts here, 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 and right here. Just to kind of let you guys know ahead of time, that's where the Velcro mounts. Everything else is just the Velcro straps that go around the roll cage and strap on itself. I think I had to move 3 straps. I have the Kemimoto back window on here, and I have a Kemimoto windshield on here as well, the flip-up windshield. I did not have to loosen the windshield at all. I was able to fish everything through there, no problem. The same with the back window. I didn't have to take it off, loosen it, or anything. The roof I didn't have to take it off or loosen, but I think I moved 3 straps on the door, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Alright, so here's your door. And on the inside of the door, these white areas are the adhesive for the Velcro. Again, I told you those were in a few different spots. And then these straps right here are what straps to your roll cage. So it's super simple to put on. It says 30 to 60 minutes. Maybe the first door, it might take that, but after that, it's super fast. So we're going to go through here and we're going to put it on. This seems like a nice material. Seems pretty sturdy. Seems like it should hold up. The zippers are actually really nice. They're smooth. They don't act like they want to catch or anything. They're a really smooth zipper, which I really like. And there's a little reflector on the bottom there as well. So The way the instructions tell you is you first start with the 2 straps on the top. So I'm just going to loosen these, and then we're going to start from the inside and push it out towards you, run it through the hook, and then Velcro it. Just do it loosely at first. You don't want it to be tight. Then there's a second one. In, through, and out. And that holds it in place. The next is they want you to start with the back here. We'll just kind of line this frame up, make sure it looks right. And this is one of the straps I had to move. So you unhook the strap, you pull it out, and then there's another pocket, another loop down here for the strap to go through. We're going to put it through this bottom one. This is the most time-consuming part, putting it through a new loop. They do stick a little bit, they are tight, but they do go. So you pull that through. So the next one is this strap back here. And it goes right under the back windshield strap. Another one here. Also fits in the opening for the back window. And again, these aren't like tight yet, because you might have to adjust things when you start on the front. And it's easy on some of them if you unzip the window, you can get your hand in there to bring things around. Then I zip the window back up until I'm all done, just to make sure that everything fits right and it's not all goofy. So again, we have our adhesive up here, so we're not worrying about that. Then we work on this front side. And on the front, I rotate these straps a little bit just to get the plastic clip on the inside of the vehicle. The only other thing you can do is make sure that you pull it tight, and then that keeps the plastic away from the windshield. And the plastic, I mean on these straps, this little loop that the Velcro goes through. You don't want your windshield hitting on that. I'm not even sure if it actually would hit that. Now, like I said, you want to take your mirror off. So in the front, there's a little strap here, and it opens up. I think you can see that. But your mirror is actually going to go through this strap, so it gives it a little shield. So you put this little strap over your windshield or your mirror bracket, and then I recommend putting the mirror on, actually, right after that. That way you know everything's in place where it needs to be. There you go. Fits right around your mirror. Helps block stuff through that. Then the last strap is down here where the windshield is actually the tightest, but it does fit. This one, because the windshield's tight, I actually pull this strap out some and I put the plastic through the windshield, and then I tighten it from the inside. It made it much easier. And there you go. Now, I zip the windows back up, make sure everything fits well, and then this is where you can go and adjust things and retighten your strap to make sure everything is in place and tight. That is 90% of your door right there being put on. So the next thing, we take our alcohol wipe and we're going to wipe where all these Velcro spots are. So here, 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 and here, and we're going to wipe down the frame to get it cleaned off. I recommend wiping a big area down here on the plastic because you don't know exactly where you're going to want to stick it yet. So it's best to have a bigger area cleaned off. So I start with the top, I pull the adhesive off. And I kind of feed it up under the roof and I pull it tight. I stick it on and I hold pressure on there for about 30 seconds just to make sure it's on there. Then I go down this back side. On this back side, it is easier for this Velcro strip if you loosen one of these straps. Only because it's hard to get the paper off if you don't. You get your paper off. Hold that guy down. And strap your strap back up. Last Velcro on the back side. Then here on the front, I kind of fold this in and let the door follow the contour of the machine. And that kind of gives me an idea of where I want my Velcro to be. So I hold it somewhat in place, start peeling, and then I run my Velcro down. That is literally all there is to it. And then you've got a door. Throw the windshield down here. We'll take you on a little walk around and kind of show you what it looks like. All right. So here is the Kemimoto Soft Door. You can put on a Honda Pioneer 700. This is the 2-seater. And Kemimoto's website said that this only fits up to the 2025 model. This is a 2026 and it fits just fine. You can see the mirrors fit on there. I do have the 2-piece windshield on here as well. It fit on fine with the windshield. It does have gaps. They mostly go away once the windshield is tightened down. This is the window rolled up. So you can have these windows rolled up. You might have some flapping. I don't know. We will find out. We're going to take this guy for a test ride. We'll have the windows down, see what it's like, and then we'll put the windows up and see what it's like. And then there's the back window. You can kind of see the gaps in here where everything's strapped in. And I bought this basically just to keep the wind off of me because I plan on plowing my driveway with this winter. So I know it's not going to be airtight, and I'm not expecting it to be. I just want to keep the majority of the wind off me and the snow that blows around. So I think this will do a fine job. I believe these doors were $159. And I can't complain for that. So we will take this thing for a ride and see what it's like. All right, everybody. It's going to be loud. It's a little echoey in here now. I've got the windows down. We do have this gap up here that does let air flow through. It's currently hot as hell in here. It's about 86 degrees right now, and I feel like I'm in a microwave, but we're gonna get going down the road and see how this goes. We're gonna see how the windows hold up, if they're loud and flappy, what's going on. All right, we got both windows open. We're gonna go and see how she does. Okay, just got back from our ride. We went about 40 miles an hour, a little bit over maybe, with the windows down and the windows up. With the windows down, they do puff out a little bit while you're going down the road, but with that gap that's up above the windshield, that lets a lot of airflow in. So we're going to remedy that problem hopefully in another video. I'm not too worried about it right now. The fresh air, honestly, at this point is fine. Like I said, I just want to keep a lot of the wind and the snow off me while I'm plowing. That's the biggest thing. And any rain, I guess, when you're out with the animals or doing anything, with fence, stuff like that, it's nice to have a dry spot to be in. So these doors, like I said, I believe they were $159 from Kemimoto. They definitely don't break the bank. They install super easy. They install really fast. There's no drilling. They literally just strap right to the vehicle, so you don't have to worry about really doing anything. You got to adjust a few straps. You got to maybe move your mirrors depending on where you've got them already at. So at this moment, do I recommend them? Of course, I definitely recommend these. When the windows are down, or when the windows are up and you're going down the road, I was worried that, like the sides by the door here would flap a lot. They really don't flap at all. They pretty much stay in position. So you don't have to worry about these flapping, pushing out, beating against the side of it. There's none of that. So they stay where they're supposed to. They do what they're supposed to do. They do, in my opinion, exactly what I wanted them to do at a reasonable price. So if you were wondering about these doors, I think they're worth it. I think they're going to be nice this winter. We have long cold winters here, so I think they're going to be perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.